Unfortunately, the Filipino culture, mag-aanak tayo as an investment.
Exactly. I remember having this talk with, I don't know, I think it was at Wish. Medyo, kasi I was opening about the support isn't there as much because ang inaano nila is gusto maging nurse ka.
Yeah.
Maging ano ka. I did CNA for a little bit. Maging nurse ka, maging lawyer, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever makes 6 figures, be that. I could literally say music. I could make more than 6 figures with music.
Yes.
But they were like, nah, that's not realistic. Hindi
It is realistic. It is real. Don't get me wrong. It is realistic. But however, it's a numbers game. Write songs. Write for the garbage can. You know what that means?
No.
When I had Raymond Marasigan from the Eraserheads on that chair, sinabi niya lagi siyang nagsusulat ng kanta. Every day nagsusulat siya, whether it's a beat, whether it's a drum fill, whether it's a chord progression, whether it's a piece of lyrics, every day nagsusulat siya.
It's like an investment. It's a long-term investment.
Pero ang tanong dito, ginagawa mo ba?
I do write, but not as much.
Then there you go. You have to write as much. And I'll tell you, sa mga katulad nyo, problema dito, streaming.
It's everywhere. Everyone has music. Everyone can
make their own playlist.
Literally.
Diba? Anong labanan ngayon? I want to be on this playlist, blah, blah, blah.
Playlisting ang labanan ngayon sa...
Pero, sa dami na nagpe-playlisting, and I hope they're listening, ang style naman dyan ngayon is audience building. All you need really is 1,000 people. Because if 1,000 people, loyal fans, are willing to invest $50 on you every year, magkano kinikita mo every year? $50,000. Oh, hindi mo.
That is true.
Welcome to the Pacos Place podcast.
Visit ABBAeServices.com for fast medical transcription service. This podcast episode is brought to you by AB Music Creative.
And the podcast will begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, live at Pacos Place, Kayro Malinum. What's up?
Thank you for having me. This is such a pleasure.
Hindi nakakatawa, no, Kayro? Thank you for being here. We were talking off mic. Sabi ko, oh my God, dapat pag-usapan natin to on mic. Yeah. Oh my God. So here we are. Now, mabilis na kagad. You're into music.
Opo.
What brought you into music?
My dad, he used to play outside, Baywalk?
Yeah.
Baywalk po. And he used to play for MTV. They had a band. They were going up. I don't know what happened.
Wait. Your dad was in a band.
Yeah,
sa Pilipinas to.
Opo, so batang-bata pa ako. I remember my mom would be carrying me. Papa mo sa TV, tingnan mo.
Ano pangalan ng banda?
The band Glenn. It was called the band Glenn. TBG.
Okay, the band Glenn. Okay.
And yeah, so lumaki lang po ako sa music, but hindi ko siya sineryoso. I would just, I moved here to United States 2015. So lumaki ako sa Pilipinas. Nung nagmi-music po si Papa or when I moved?
Nung nag-move ka rito?
15. So I was born 2000.
So 2000. Oh, wow. Oh my God. Solid. Okay, so you're born 2000. Dumating ka rito 2015. Ang music mo, ang influence mo, tatay mo.
Yes po.
Was it a positive influence?
Yeah. Majority of... Well... His music never influenced me other than like in a positive way. It didn't influence me in a negative manner. It stopped though. His music thing stopped for a while after my parents separated. I don't remember how old I was when they did, but I was pretty young. So yung music po nila, it was existent nung batang-bata pa ako. So maybe until 6 or 7. Tapos nung naghiwalay sila ni mama ko, I don't know, it's just natigil na yung music na yun eh.
Do you have any siblings?
No, it's only child lang po.
Okay. So when they broke up, how did it affect you?
Man. I don't know. It was tough. Parang to this day I still describe it as I felt like I was being used as a toy. Parang pinagpapasa-pasaan lang or...
Okay, how old were you when this...
I really don't remember, but it was definitely middle school. Before high school, siguro mga grade, bago mag first year.
Okay. Kaya ako gusto pag-usapan yan is because like, even my kids, because yung mga anak ko, hiwalay din ako sa mga nanay nila, di ba? So I would ask them, how does it feel having separate parents? Because I really want to empathize. Because I was fortunate enough to have my parents intact until the day that both of them passed away.
Yeah.
Okay? And then, napaka-unfair ko because yung mga anak ko, hiwalay ako sa mga nanay nila. And then here you are, now I'm talking to you, di ba? When they separated, did you see it coming? Kasi middle school, so ibig sabihin may cognitive
Meron na po.
ka na.
I have quite the memory of it actually. I remember things flying all over the house.
So it was nasty.
It was
So
pretty bad.
PTSD moment to.
Yes,
Okay.
it was quite PTSD. Yelling, physical. I don't remember. I don't think it was like abuse physical. It wasn't like that, but it was more. They just let their anger out physically. Maybe magdadabog. It
Yeah.
was maglalayas.
And when this was going on, what were you doing? Were you trying to drown out the...
Yes, I recall a specific moment. I don't know how old I was. I was very young. I recall a specific moment of them butting heads in front of me. I was on a couch, nakaupo lang ako, nanonood ako ng TV. Sa sala, I'm minding my own business. As a kid, maybe I don't know what I was watching. I was watching it, tapos nandun sila sa harap ko, nagsisigawan. They were just fighting. I recall, and my mom tells me about it too. I remember the time where you were young and you yelled at both of us, said, "Stop fighting in front of me, I'm watching my show." Parang, wag na kayo mag-away.
Yeah.
Nanonood ako ng TV, but nasa harap pa kayo nag-away? And it's like, at such a young age, I was forced to, I had no choice but to deal with that. You know, like, I just really, truly I was growing up. That's the only memory of childhood I have,
Sakit.
was just fights until they separated. And
you know, if this was the case, well, not to put your mom and dad on the spot, no, pero if this was the case, alam mo na, when they're having a conversation, alam mo na nararamdaman mo na,
yeah, it's
sa
getting there.
tono ng boses nila,
Opo.
mga doon na, oh my God, I can see it coming, and then, ganon.
Yes, po. It was horrible.
So when you see your friends, let's say your friends may girlfriend or may boyfriend, nag-aaway sila, nakakaano yun?
It's more my personal experience when I butt heads with a significant other.
Yeah.
I don't know. Recently I've been very toxic in my relationships. So the way I deal with things, the way I act. I've had a couple, really just 2 girls in my life that have been amazing to me, but I've treated them with a way that they don't deserve. And
Pero very admirable na inaamin mo, ha?
well, this is the only way I could ever get better.
Okay.
Which I want to, but sometimes, I don't know, maybe that's just me trying to say, oh, I do that, but then it's my way of covering it up so that I can continue doing it. I really don't know. Hindi ko alam. Pero siguro that also stems back to anong kinalakihan kong nakita.
Of course.
I didn't see lovey-dovey stuff growing up. I didn't see sweet stuff like bringing flowers to somebody when I was growing up. All I saw was yelling at each other. It was, that's my role models when I was young. So it's tough, but also more recently I've been trying to, parang gusto ko nang baguhin sarili ko the way I deal with it. Kasi you use that as a motivation of what you don't want to have.
Yeah.
Mostly with I'm not going to commit to somebody unless I know I'm fully committed, because I don't ever want to have a child and put that child through what I had to go through.
Exactly.
Diba? So it's hard. I mean, I don't blame them. Things happen. I just wish they dealt with it differently.
Now, do you think naman na yung mentality na yon of not having a child unless you're fully committed to the person you're with will probably push you back in your years of fatherhood?
That is a good question. Yeah, it might. I actually don't even want to have a child. Ano na ako, 22 na po ako. But my dad and my mom had me younger than I am now, because they're barely in their early 40s now. So they had me around 20s, maybe before 20. I don't plan on. I can hardly take care of myself. I don't think I'd ever want to have a kid right now.
Alam mo, itong gusto ko pag-usapan ngayon kasi I have 5. If I was a little bit younger, I want more. If you recall, dun sa Sa foyer namin, how many dogs do I have?
You have, I think, 4? 3?
Three.
3.
5 kids, 3 dogs. Kita
Yeah,
mo?
that's a lot.
Right? And parang kulang pa. And then here you are, you're my paradox. Ikaw naman, ayaw mo magkaroon ng anak.
Yeah, I don't. Not anytime soon.
Why? Okay, alam ko yung why na, yung sinabi mong why. But what other whys do you have? And you know what? Ito ang nakakaano. Ito ang unfair sa buhay. Tayo, we can say it now. Oh, I'm 22. I'm 23. Oh, I'm 50. Pero isundot mo lang yan. Pwede ka makabuntis ng...
That is true.
Right? Women can't do that. They can't say.
Yeah.
Once they say no today, you can't go, oh, I want a child at 65. Parang wake up, girl. Parang hindi pwede yun, di ba?
Yeah.
So, are you aware na pwede mong gawin yun? Or is this your mindset now na, you know what? I'm okay being me. Ayoko na magdala ng tao sa mundo.
Yeah. Right now kasi ang gusto ko pag nagkaanak ako, that son or daughter grows up to see a legend, to see a guy that's, diba? I know your kids feel the same about you. They look at you and they're like, that's my dad. My dad's Paco.
Yeah.
Arespacochaga. That's my dad. If I have a kid anytime soon right now, I don't have a legacy yet. It's not there yet. I haven't built locally my name, sure, but I'd probably go as far as Wish, Jerry's Grill. But this podcast, obviously, I want, gusto ko may makita sila na andyan na yung tatay ko, so I want them to look up to me in that way.
Pero sinabi mo na nga yung kailangan mong gawin. You know what? Ang nakakakinilabutan ako. Ito lang tatandaan mo before we move forward. Sinabi mo na yung secret recipe. Kahit wala kang Jerry's Grill, Pacos Place, Wishclusive, banda, trabaho, kahit na ano, sinabi mo na yung secret sauce para maging legacy ka sa anak mo. Andyan na ang tatay ko.
That's very deep. Yeah, that's true.
Because that's something that na nasa loob mo na, you know, at the end of the day when you were younger, feeling ko even if your dad wasn't a musician or anything, all you wanted is, andyan na ang nanay at tatay ko.
Yeah, I don't remember a birthday where both of them are present. It was always, I really don't. I get sad. I have friends that are happy. That triggers me every time. Sorry. There's times where I don't even go to certain friends' parties, family gatherings, only because I kind of don't want to feel like hindi kita masusuportahan kasi malulungkot lang ako, malululong lang ako dito sa sulok, or I'll be fake. I'll fake
or
it.
hindi ka makarelate.
Yeah, exactly. I can't. Like, I look at you and your mom and your dad are hugging each other, laughing, happy with you. Happy birthday, son. And I'm like, damn. Wish I had that.
Na-resolve na ba to? I mean, when you got older, like you're an adult now, naupo mo ba sila?
Never. Well, mostly because si mama nasa Pilipinas.
Right.
My dad's here.
How are you with your dad? Okay naman kayong dalawa?
Yeah, my dad is great. He's actually the reason why I'm in this music thing.
Yeah.
I've only started November. Siya yung nagdala sa akin. So our relation.
Yung conversation nyo.
I try. And
why are you the one trying? Not to put your dad on the spot, but why are you the one trying?
because, sorry, Dad, but you've been so focused on building a new family that you forget that I'm here. You know? Kind of thing.
Ooh.
He's building a new family with oh, that's deep. My stepmom. He's actually in the Philippines right now to go to go pick her up.
You know, it's
Diba?
there, right?
Yeah. Ayokong sayangin. Mamaya magkano yan eh. Diba? But yeah, nasa Pilipinas siya kasi kukunin niya na yung stepmom ko. Babalik sila dito.
Okay.
So
Pati ako naiiyak dito.
pagbalik niya dito, andito na stepmom ko.
May anak sila?
Wala.
Okay, but they plan to build a family.
Yeah, parang wala siya eh. If I sit down with him, usap tayo, I don't think it's even possible. Maybe it has something to do with what I did, which I think we did speak about earlier. The accident per se. But I don't know kung may sometimes
You guys never talked about that accident? Like he never reprimanded you, he never blamed you. Ikaw kasi, mga ganon, hindi siya gumanon sa'yo, wala.
No, he's always been supportive and very, very, if
Pero
it wasn't for him,
Pero sometimes yung passive-aggressive na attitude, yun ang nakakainis di ba?
Minsan, I don't know.
Parang gusto mo na lang sabihin na parang you would rather have the person get mad at you and then tapos na as opposed to, Dad, hindi. Wag na natin pag-usapan, okay lang.
Yeah. But deep down na
parang, oh shoot.
Just say it to me, Mabigat. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't mean to put my dad on the spot.
No.
He's an amazing dad. He's been, very
exactly.
supportive with everything. But I'm just a kid with things built in na hindi ko pa nalalabas,
And eventually that has to come out because that's hindering you from going to the next stage of your life yung mga unresolved, di ba? Sa mami mo naman, are you able to talk to her more freely than you are with your dad?
Yes, yeah. We talk, I tell her everything. There's times na nag-aaway pa kami kasi minsan I bring up the things that she's done and minsan na, my words sometimes hurt because I try to just tell her raw things, how I feel, and maybe there's times I blame her. Kundi dahil sa'yo, siguro nandito pa tayo ng tatay at
How many kids does she have?
She doesn't have any. She's never planned to have any. She only wants me.
Did you question her when she gave you to your dad?
No. I know that my mom would never want to lose me, but she was being considerate. Hindi siya naging selfish na.
Deep yun, ha?
Yeah, na alam niya na kahit na gusto ko anak ko nandito sa akin, alam ko na future na nasa US, so sumama na siya sa tatay.
What was going through your mom's head, right? Nung 15 ka, hindi mo naiintindihan but let's go back in hindsight and let's put you in an empathetic, a place of empathy. If you were your mom, and then nandito na siya sa crossroad ng buhay niya to keep the only son she has, her pride and joy, and to give her up, and to again swallow her pride. Kasi tulad nga ng kwento mo, di ba? Nung bata ka, feeling mo pinagpapasakan ka and all that. And now, ang ultimate dito is, I have to give him up to the one person na ayoko sa kanyang ibigay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's put yourself in your mom's. How do you think, in your mom's place, how do you think she felt nung time nila nung ihatid ka nila sa airport?
Yeah, it must have been heartbreaking.
If that was you.
Oh, I would. Yeah, now that I think of it, she had so much strength to do that, diba? Napakalakas ng loob niya. That's why, I applaud her for that. Kasi I see how much my mom loves me. So a lot more than even herself, diba? So I applaud her for that. For kasi ako ang nag-iisang anak ko, tapos hindi na nga kami nung asawa ko na naging anak ko siya with. Tapos sa kanya ko pabibigay at a different country, diba?
Hindi mo pwedeng dalawin anytime
it's
gusto
not like
mo.
it's not like a long distance thing where okay, si Kayro nandito for 1 week tapos next week sa'yo, diba? You can't even have that agreement. I haven't seen my mom for 4 years.
Tapos yung mga milestones na ginagawa mo ngayon, tapos wala siya to celebrate it with you.
To see me with silent, I mean, knowing her, she probably would have been in that seat right now.
Right.
Just happy,
yeah, just smiling.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Because kasi na-idolize ka din niya, sabi niya, di ba? So, yeah, it's heartbreaking, but everything motivates me to just continue, just pursue. Para sa kanya naman, for my parents, and I owe it to myself with the things that I had to go through.
So the things that you had to go through, you've had mishaps in your life, no?
Yeah. Quite.
How hard are you on yourself? Or are you even able to forgive yourself for the things that you've done?
No one's ever asked me that question. I thought we're supposed to talk about music.
This is music.
You're asking me. Okay. I don't think I've ever.
Basa na rin ba ulit yung upuan?
This is like a therapy session, diba? No, yeah. I feel like I'm with my counselor again back in high school. I don't know. Have
Pero
I
time out,
forgiven?
before you answer that about you being able to forgive yourself and moving on and being cognitive about your mishaps, be aware that there's a 22-year-old kid or a 15-year-old kid who's going through what you've gone through, who feels alone. And this might be the episode that helps them, and you might be the person that inspires them. Oh, di ba?
That is true. I don't think I've forgiven myself. I don't.
Why?
I don't know. That's a hard question. Why haven't I forgiven myself? I just think I could have done better, you know? It wasn't such a difficult decision to make.
This accident that we're talking about, this was a car accident, right?
Yes.
People were involved. No one died, but people were involved. Nakahingi ka ba ng tawad dito sa mga taong na involved?
The people in my car, yes. Well, hindi ako I wrote a letter to everybody.
Was it sincere?
Very.
Okay.
I was probably locked up when I wrote it. It was all I could think of. But yeah, it was super sincere letter. I don't know if everyone got the chance to read it. Yung best friend ko ngayon, he was the one involved in the car with me too. It was just his birthday 3-4 days ago. I was just with him, went bowling with his family. So they take me in, they treat me as family. So it's very very heartwarming that no matter, regardless of what I did, they still forgive me.
So di ba dapat template yung ginawa ng kaibigan, ng best friend mo at ng family niya sa'yo para sa'yo? Have you forgiven yourself para sa'yo? Di ba? Because if you can't, this is my question to you, because if they can forgive you and you can't forgive yourself, it demeans their forgiveness of you. Does that make sense?
That's true. That is true. Maybe one day. Yeah, I've been hard on myself. Maybe just household. A lot of my problems are all just at home. That's why yung mga parents ko nagtataka, ba't wala ka sa bahay lagi? Wala ka dito. Why do you think I'm not?
It's a reminder.
Like
Oh.
you guys just parang araw-araw yun lang pinoproblema ko kasi sa bahay it's like it doesn't feel like home.
It's a house.
It's just where I sleep.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel at home when I'm out playing at Jerry's Grill. I feel at home when I'm with my friends, my band, the Jokers, Johans, Jess Need, Jiro, Jared. I feel at home when I'm with them.
Tapos pag uwi mo sa
Tapos
bahay,
pag uwi ko sa bahay,
ang weird, no? Dati nung bata ka, ang ingay ng bahay mo for all the wrong reasons. And then ngayon, matanda ka na, ang tahimik ng bahay mo for all the wrong reasons.
yeah,
Yan ang magandang title ng album mo, For All the Wrong Reasons.
keeping that.
You're the only one that's right. Oh, ho, ho, ho! Di ba?
Deep ano.
Ganda nung line na yun, di ba? For all the wrong reasons, you're the only one that's right.
Ayun. Tapos, the girl I write that for
Diba?
ends up breaking up with me and it breaking my heart. So then I write another song for
Di
that
ba?
girl. Diba?
Oh, meta na ngayon yan. Di ba?
Exactly. But yeah, it's I don't know. I've just been hard on myself because my parents are, you know.
But you know that'll get old, right? Like,
Yeah.
at some point, you'll have to hang up that quote and say goodbye figuratively to your parents and leave them in the past where they belong so that you can really write your chapter. Because right now, you're still continuing the story of both of them.
I think the reason why I do continue the story is because that's the only reminder I have of what they used to have, you know?
And then this one, buti sinabi mo yon. Because nung minention mo, your dad picking up your stepmom, that's like a nail in the coffin na, oh my God, this is it. This is the end to what I think could be a fairy tale ending na paghihiwalay nila.
Yeah. No, it's ang hirap sa akin kasi I've been stressed. There's just so much recently.
Tell me hanggang saan tayo mag-uusap kasi wala ka safe word. Banana na lang safe word natin.
Wala tayong safe
okay,
word.
Wala. Okay, go.
Maybe my parents would be like, why are you talking? Yeah, I know once they watch it, they're gonna be like, what the fuck, Kayro? Bakit yan ang pinag-usapan mo sa podcast?
Hindi?
Kasama mo si Sir Paco, tapos bakit kami? Bakit ang pamilya? Bakit yung pinaghiwalayan namin?
I think it's fair, right?
I just want my parents to know, both of you, that I don't have anyone else to talk to about it. And you seemed like a therapist. After your session with
Dada,
the session was, I was like, okay, it's gonna come out one way or another anyway. So kasi sabi ko, pwede ako umupo dito kunwari, wala kang problema, sige, music, sige, galing, di ba? Pero alam ko you're gonna feel me, and then you were just gonna get it out of me. So I was like, might as well just
get it out.
Here you go. But
pero let's be clear. Diba? We're not doing this to really put your parents on the spot. We're putting this to put context to who you are as a person.
Yes, definitely.
Diba?
I forgive both of them, whoever made what or whoever did what. I forgive them. I don't hold them against it. I'm just expressing how it affected me and how it affects me to this day. So, back to what I was going to say tungkol dun sa now na uuwi kasi nung bata ako, 'di ba, naghiwalay si mama papa, tapos and then all of a sudden there goes this new lady na Kayro, dito natitira to si tita mo ha. I was like, wait, saan si mama? Saan na si mama?
Of course, right?
Bakit wala si mama? 'Di ba? Bakit siya na yung matutulog dito? Kala ko saan si mama? It was heartbreaking. I was like, I couldn't accept it. I don't even think I accept it to this day. But it is what it is, right?
Sandali. How old were you nang nangyari to?
I wish I asked my mom or my dad how old.
12, 13, 11?
Probably like 8, 9.
Oh, wow. Bata ka
maybe
pa nun
7,
talaga.
8. Yeah, so nandun na siya bago, and then so I grew up from maybe 7 or 8 years old up until 15 for years with my stepmom. We didn't have a good relationship. I can't even say we didn't have the best relationship. We didn't have a good relationship
because
at all.
You were stubborn or
yes.
Okay.
Well, I was stubborn, and maybe it was just nagdihinakit ako.
Of course.
I made subconsciously.
Right.
I didn't mean to be the way I was.
Was she the reason kung bakit naghiwalay nanay tatay mo?
No, it was the other way around.
Okay.
So lagi kami nag-away malagi akong mga sumasagot ng pabalang.
But she was patient with you.
I don't remember.
Okay.
But lagi kaming we butt heads a lot, like very, very much. So I didn't grow up with, like I said, I was enclosed in an environment where I didn't want to be in. Ayoko dun eh. Ayoko sa bahay. Ayoko because I was like, saan si mama? So kaya lumipat ako minsan kay mama, pero minsan namimiss ko yung mga kaibigan ko kay papa. Or I miss my dad. Pero pagbalik ko doon, my dad doesn't really pay much attention to me. He just pays attention to the new girl. So it was like...
So kumbaga ikaw parang dekorasyon ka lang.
That's how I felt like.
Right.
Yeah. So parang... I mean, my dad supported me, not saying that he didn't. He was always... pinakain niya ako nandito. I had a roof over my head. Sila nagpapaschool sa akin. Hatid sundo. It was but sometimes I think that's just what a parent should do. Should
anyway. Do. Hindi would. Should do.
Yeah, should do. So, ngayon, back to being in that environment.
Right.
A few years later, handful of years later, 2015, I finally fly here. So,
how long has your dad been here bago ka dumating dito?
My dad and I were in the Philippines together.
Okay.
Ang parents niya po yung nandito.
Okay.
So, sabay kaming pumunta dito, 2015. So, iniwan din ni dad si
tita.
Stepmom, yeah. So,
sino nag-atid sa'yo sa airport? Si mami at si tita?
Yeah.
Dalawa sila nandun?
Yeah.
Sana pinicturan mo. Hindi ako.
Pinicturan ko, no? Smile kayong dalawa. Yakap naman kayo, di ba? No, it was a horrible, I remember phone calls between the both of them. yelling at my stepmom and my mom. Just da 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 da. Just I was like, dude, I thought this was over. I thought this was done for. Nangyari na nangyari sa inyo. Wala na kayo ni Papa, pero bakit meron pa rin?
Yeah.
Bakit may ganito pa rin?
So bakit may ganun pa rin? What do you think it is? Kasi dapat wala eh.
I have no idea. I wish I knew. Pero hindi ko alam kung bakit may ganun pa rin sa kanila.
Could it be pride? Could it be...
I don't know. Pero it stopped since I went here. Kasi parang kay mama, di ba kahit ako kung yung anak mo na with another dad that's not you, I don't know how some other dads take it, but my mom didn't have a great relationship with the new girl.
Yeah.
So, and siya yung nag-aalaga sa akin sa bahay. So, she probably was like, oh, wag mong inaapay ang anak ko, wag mong ginaaga. So, minsan, siguro, there are times na lalo na pag pabalang ko sinasagot yung tita ko, siguro, there were probably times na tumawag ako kay mama, si tita o ganito. So, siguro, as a mom,
of course,
you'd be like, hoy, bakit mo ganon?
Yeah.
So, they butt heads. So, maybe subconsciously, I probably caused it. You know, I don't know. But yeah, I was in that environment until I flew here and I was out of that. So parang ako na lang. So, nakahinga na ako. Now,
yes.
Okay, I can breathe. Then here we are, fast forward to now. She's coming back. And now I guess we've had a good relationship, me and my tita, my stepmom.
Yeah.
But the only reason why is because we're not in the same house together.
May distance, right?
Because hindi naman kita ka-text eh. Hindi naman kita kausap.
Hi, hello lang muna tayo.
Yeah, hi, hello. Kamusta? Umuwi ako sa Pilipinas in 2018 after the car accident. She was nice to me. That was like 4 years after not seeing each other.
Right.
Obviously, because I'm not the stubborn little kid I used to be, so there was no reason.
At saka, babalik ka naman ng Amerika eh.
Yeah, so wala namang rason kung bakit tayo so. Yeah, and then now, to think of it, now I'd have to spend many days with both of them in the same picture again. Parang nasarado ko na yung chapter na yun. Ngayon magbubukas na naman.
How about this? In case your tita's watching, just to give her a reminder. You're 22. As of this taping, which means you're a grown man. Which means hindi uubra your rules apply and all that stuff. Hindi ka na kailangan ng emancipation dahil matanda ka na eh. You're allowed to do what you want to do, but that has to be in your head. Ang problema dito, pagdating ni tita, baka mamaya isipin mo, you have to be a little kid again. So you have to constantly remind yourself to be, tulad nga na sinabi ni Tomboy's Avenue, patient and to stand your ground without being bastos.
Yes.
Maybe validate this person, di ba?
Yes.
Maybe validate tita.
No, yeah.
Are you having a bad day? Or are you trying... Iba sa, why are you picking on me? I'm 22. Di ba? Parang gano'n.
No, yeah. No. She's been great, like I said.
Yes.
Mabait na sila sa akin right now. They even support me. Minsan,
you know what? Come to think of it. Sorry, Kayro. Ha? Ako naman, I'll go to their side of the aisle, so to speak, di ba? Maybe they've always been nice. Let's think about it. Maybe they've always been nice. Pero again, baka mali lang ang interpretation natin because we have a different story that we bring with us.
That is true. Like I said, that yung mga pag-aaway nila, maybe I caused it, di ba?
No.
So,
no. Yun. Get that out of your head. That's, kahit mommy at daddy mo will tell you to get that out of your head. That part was never caused by you. It's never about the child, except kung hindi ka anak ng tatay mo. Naintindihan mo yung ibig sabihin?
Yeah.
Yun, maintindihan ko pa yun. Kasi, Kuya Paco, hindi naman ako anak ng tatay. Ikaw talaga pinag-aawayan nila. Diba? Pero kung anak ka ng tatay at nanay mo, it's never about you. It's about something else. Immature lang sila at impatient sila mag-away. Kaya ka nandun.
Yeah. Yeah, no. So, pagdating naman, I've told my dad, I was like, I just hope that she continues to treat me with respect. I'm not 10. I'm not 12. I know.
Inassure ka naman ng daddy mo?
No. No.
Oh, Lord.
he just kind of shrugs his shoulders, nods his head. When I'm like, pa, minsan nag-aalala ko na pagdating dito ni tita, baka mag-away kami. Ayoko namang mag-away. Diba?
Yeah.
Gusto ko nga, lumabas tayo.
Yeah.
Tara, let's have some
Yeah.
bonding time.
Yes.
I want to get close with you guys. Pero natatakot ako na, you know what my biggest fear is? To her, who am I anyway? I'm just, kung totohanin natin, sino ba naman yung batang yan sa buhay ko? Hindi ko naman kilala yan bago ko nakilala tong lalaki na kasama ko. That kid's not my blood. That kid's like, Pacos, nag-away pa kami nung bata pa kami. Pagdating niya dito, what makes me think that she even wants a relationship with me in the first place?
Right.
Paano kung gusto niya lang pumunta dito just to be with my dad in America? Why not, right?
Correct. Tapos magkakaanak sila.
Yeah, and then iwan na ako. Diba?
Pero yun ang magandang part. Don't forget, 22 ka na. Okay? Which means you're gonna create the circle, your own circle, and you're gonna put whoever you want to put inside that circle. Yun ang baon mo. You're not 8, you're not 15, you're 22 as of this taping. And if you're watching yourself, shout out nga pala sa iyo, Kayro, at 25. Okay, I hope you're watching this. Di ba? Parang you have to understand. I'm creating my own circle. You know what, Dad? If you want to be here, I'll invite you to come into my middle circle, not my inner circle, because that's reserved for my wife and for my children. But you're free to hang out in my middle circle. Ikaw, tita, ganun din. Ikaw, mami, ganun din. Lahat kayo, hanggang dyan na lang kayo. And that's called boundaries, di ba? Kumbaga, and then hopefully, by God's grace, makahanap ka ng trabaho. And then ikaw na magsasabi sa kanila na, you know what? Let me take you guys out to dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Bonding naman tayo on your terms.
That is true.
Now, your dad, what kind of musician is he? What does he play? Does he sing or does he play guitars?
He's an amazing singer. He plays the guitar. One of the best guitar players I know. So guitar and singer.
Nag-jam na kayong dalawa?
Nagsimula to yung music ko as sa Jerry School. He was my guitar player. He was my guitarist. So siya yung nag-accompany sa akin habang kumakanta ko. And then
So may bonding moments kayong mag-ama?
Yeah, we always recently have been bonding a lot. It's a confusing relationship between me and my dad. Hindi ko nga
What do you
alam.
like about your dad?
Well,
Totoo ha. Authentic tayo ha.
what do I like about my dad? I don't know. Well, music-wise, he supports me. He doesn't give up on supporting me. Well, he's the one that took me to this whole music. You know what's sad? I can't even say anything other than the music thing. It's just music. I'm like, yeah, he took me in music. Sinama niya ako sa music. I just feel like he only took care of me because he's obligated to, because he's my father. But like I said, he's been so focused on building a new one with someone else, and he's forgetting what he has right behind him. Though, yeah, you know, that you raised me, you're supporting me financially, you're feeding me, you're providing me a home, but you're my dad. Why wouldn't you? Diba? So I feel like that's such a tough question, because we don't really bond like most. Well, not a lot of father to father stuff, or I don't see much. I don't know. It's difficult. Pero yun nga yung sa focus niya, which understandable. You wanna, you know, maybe you have your wife. Yeah. It's kind of.
Anong advice mo sa mga not just your dad, but sa mga tatay na nagbe-bare minimum lang sa mga anak nila. So, kasi ang dating sa akin ng kwentuhan natin, wala sa edad yan, Paco. Nasa relationship talaga, because feeling like if you were 35 and your dad was 60 and bigla kang inakap ng tatay mo at sinabihan ka ng I love you, iiyak ka pa rin eh.
Yeah. I've been recently trying to implement saying I love you to my dad.
Right.
That started ever since this whole music thing. So last time I remember saying I love you to him was when the car accident happened. We were on a phone call. He was worried kasi diba na aksidente ako, and that's the first time I've ever heard him say I love you to me. He hasn't said I love you to me. It's always me. Recently, diba? I feel like this podcast is kind of attacking him. He's not a terrible father.
No.
He's busy lang. He's been busy. Lahat ng ginagawa niya kasi trabaho eh. He wakes up at like 4 in the morning, goes to work, ang uwi niya na gabi na. So he works
Parang
like
double job.
12 to 14 hours,
yeah.
16 hours a day. Tapos nag-overtime pa siya. Sabado, linggo, minsan pumapasok pa.
Yeah.
So he hasn't done anything but work. That's probably why we don't spend quality time.
Correct.
But sometimes I do catch him with some free time. Tatanong niya ako, nood tayo movie dito sa sala. That's that's as far as it could go, you know?
Or maybe, alam mo yung kwento na alam mo yung kwento na may isang ano ang mas magandang, sino ang mas generous? May isang taong pulube. Kailangan niya ng $100. Lumapit siya sa taong mayaman, ng bilyonaryo. Nanghingi siya ng $100. Binigyan siya ng $100. Or, pulube, lumapit sa taong hindi bilyonaryo. Nanghingi ng $100. And sabi nung pinaghinga niya ng pera,
Ito lang meron ako.
ito lang ang meron ko. Kunin mo na lahat to.
Mhm.
That could be your dad.
That is true. Yeah, which is why
Mali mo Netflix lang ang kaya niyang ibigay dahil pagod na siya.
yeah.
Or maybe kaya nagdo-double job dahil may mga obligasyon na kailangan punuin.
Yeah. No, I don't discredit him at all.
No, we're not. We're actually
It's,
we're actually painting kasi kanina. And in fairness to your parents, di ba? Bottom line is, here you are. You're their product. They did something good. Hands down. Tandaan mo yan, ha? Kaya sinasabi ko sa'yo, you have to put that in your head. You're very talented.
Thank you.
You're good looking. You're young. You have a bright future ahead of you. Alam mo may mga pagkakamali ka. Gusto mong itama yung pagkakamali mo. Anak ka ng tatay at nanay mo. And that's the one thing that they can be proud of. So, kahit anong pinag-uusapan natin dito, and that's the only reason why I'm comfortable talking about their flaws. Because here you are, in front of me, in spite of their flaws, here you are in front of me, and you're carrying yourself well. And they should be proud of that.
Thank you.
Diba? And again, your candor, I hope maintindihan natin lahat na if this can help a family avoid a breakup, then the three of you, sama mo na si tita, the four of you, have done something good from something broken. And for you to come here and speak your mind, don't think that you're throwing them under the bus. On the contrary, the whole story is, in spite of who they are, you love them and they love you. And they should know that also, because all you're doing is using this platform to voice out how you feel. Malay mo mapanood nila to, and malay mo pagbalik ng daddy mo at ni tita, may epiphany rin sila, di ba?
Yeah. I just want my dad to understand I do appreciate naman.
He does.
I don't want na makita niya, sabihin niya. Mostly the beginning of this podcast was just talking about how,
And they should,
how it affected me, and I don't want them to feel like hindi ko nakikita na my dad works every single day. But you're right. Baka nga Netflix lang ang maibibigyan ng tatay ko sa akin. Baka nga supporting me at Jerry's gig that's all he can give me right now.
Yun yung love language niya, di ba?
Yeah,
Acts of service.
Exactly. So, I know he tries his best naman, but as his only child, it's hard not to feel left out.
Oh,
because
definitely.
Because of, kasi one thing na hindi ko pa rin napagbibigyan, Gusto tayong paiyakin nito ni
Hindi!
Sir Paco, eh, no?
You got it, man. Let it
No,
out.
no, yeah, one thing that I haven't forgiven him for, it was 2017, I think. Nandito na kami nun. Uuwi daw siya Pilipinas, di ba?
Yeah.
Sabi ko, oh, great. Sama ako. Gusto sumama, kita
Oh,
ko mama
nanay
ko.
yun, oo.
Gusto makita mama ko, gusto sumama. I don't have anything. Wala akong hindi kita masasama. Okay, I understand. Di ba? Kasi it's not like we're wealthy. Hindi naman tayo mayaman eh. So, may kaya lang tayo. We were living in a one-bedroom apartment, so I understood. I gave him the benefit of the doubt as a 17-year-old kid. I was like, okay, I understand. I'm not mad at you. Can't come to Facebook. Married. Boom. Broke me. One, I want to be a ring bearer. Can I?
17, pwede ka na maging best man nga eh.
I was like, not only did you not tell me, I'm not invited to your,
Oh, yeah.
and the reason why you denied me to go there was because you were getting married. Not because you didn't have money. Not because you couldn't bring me, but you chose not to bring me. You know? Because, well, were you afraid that I was going to ruin the wedding and start a tantrum? Be like, that's not my mom. I'm not 10. He could have expressed it to me, you know?
Yeah.
Kausapin mo ako, sabi mo. Gusto mo bang sumama? But papakasal ako.
Papakasal ako. Baka masaktan ka lang.
Baka masaktan ka. See, is that hard? Diba? I mean, maybe it is. I understand. I want to understand. But I never had that conversation. He knew I was mad. So he comes home with a box of PS4 and a VR. And I was like, hey.
Anong games?
Call of Duty, BO3, Black Ops 3. I was happy.
Oh,
I was
syempre.
happy. I was like, yes. But
Yeah, may but.
parang put this, me and my feelings, and then the PS4, and then him. And what he did.
Of course.
It was like, I don't want to deal with it. Here's a PS4. So we don't have to talk about it. So, you know, I don't know. I know my dad is amazing. My dad, I love my dad. And he's gone through a lot of things. Kasi, let's balance things out. My mom did my dad wrong.
Correct.
So that's why we're here.
Right.
So yung hinanakit ko mostly goes to my mom, not to my
Right.
dad. I'm not mad. Yung nangyari sa kanila, more like there was a time it wasn't long ago when nag-usap kami ni mama and I even went off. I think it was the first time I've ever let it out. Kundi lang, ganito, inisip
Yeah.
mo ba, kundi mo lang ginawa to, siguro nandito ako, kasama kita dito, dalawa kayo. I wasn't thinking, I just let it out.
Pero tama yun eh.
So-
Sometimes you just have to let it out eh. And you know what? I hope parents who are listening, when the child lets it out, please open your ears. The only reason I have a good relationship with my kids is because all of them let it out the way you're letting it out. Ang difference lang, and I'm not carrying my own bench, pero I have a good relationship with all my kids to prove it. Ang ginawa ko lang when they all let it out was apologize to them. And actually raise my hand and admit my mistake. And assuring them that they were not the reason for the mishap. They were not the reason for the breakup. And that and yung commitment ko to do everything I can to be a good dad to all of them. Open the communication. Yun ang ginawa ko lang talaga. Because this conversation that you and I are having, this is an opportunity for parents eh. Because not all the time the children will open up eh.
I feel like I should have done this in private with you though. I don't know, it's like airing.
No.
And I said-
I mean, yeah. I mean, if
it's scary, you know. I'm like,
yeah,
I don't know how they would feel.
they'd probably feel shitty. Okay?
I don't want them to hate me for.
They won't hate you. Because you're the only good thing that happened to both of them. Tandaan mo yun. Tandaan mo yun. You know, alam mo, gusto mo malaman kung paano ka nila i-hate? Nabilib nga ako because sa generation mo, usong-uso. Buti hindi mo, naisip mo na ba magpakamatay?
It's in there, but I don't think I've ever. After the car accident, but not because of what they did, but because of what I did.
Right?
But, teenagers nowadays always think of that,
Right.
you know?
That's it. Uso nga sa inyo. That's why I keep saying that.
Yeah,
Di ba? Isipin mo, how does a parent deal with that? Right? When you put it in the perspective of a parent. And dealing with that thing, oh my God, that's the only time siguro a parent will hate a child if a child actually does that. And putting yourself in that position, oh my God, your parents are lucky to have you. And you're lucky to have them. Ang hindi natin naiisip is, we have to give your dad credit because tulad nga ng sinabi mo, kalimutan natin ikaw, i-out ka natin sa equation. Okay? Let's redeem your dad together. Wala naman siyang, nananahimik ang buhay niya eh. Nung ginawa ng mami mo yung ginawa niya eh. Wala rin yung magulang ng tatay mo eh. Wala rin siyang matakbuhan eh.
That is fair. That is true.
Dali natin sa music. Kumakapa siya kung paano maging tatay. The best way he could. Given whatever it is that he has. For all you know, ang conversation nilang mag-ama is, pasalamat ka, pinitation kita. Pati ang anak mo. I'm not saying, pero yun yung mga ano eh.
Yeah. Very, very deep conversation. Kala ko we're gonna talk about music.
This is music. Because you know why?
No, I do enjoy it. I am, out of all people, I'm having more of a really raw one-on-one talk with the one and only.
Thank
Sir
you.
Paco.
And maganda rito, I hope it's opening not only both our minds, pero yung mga nanonood sa atin. Because pati ako you're a perfect reminder that I shouldn't ignore my kids.
Please don't.
Diba? Na hindi lang pwedeng, ayan na iPad, sige, dyan na kayo, dito ako. Ganyan, hindi. Like kanina kaya tayo natagalan sa podcast because I had to go have ice cream with my son. Na kaming dalawa lang.
Mm-hmm.
Father and son bonding lang, di ba? Kwentuhan lang. And then this guy goes on his phone.
Our generation,
Pero andun lang ako sa tabi niya, di ba? Parang habang kinakausap. And then syempre papakitaan ka ng mga reels, mga shorts, di ba? Dad, tignan mo to. Ikaw na bored na bored. Oh, nice! Wow! Ha? Di ba? Parang, this is my anime. Parang, ako naman parang, yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm 51. I'm talking to a 10-year-old kid, di ba? So, ang layo ng gap namin. Pero, kailangan namin mag-click. And this type of conversations, I hope that when people encounter their kids doing what you're doing, I hope they stop what they're doing and actually just pay attention to the child. Pero ikaw naman, since you're no longer a child, except for deep down inside, help your dad become a dad.
Well, I hope he wants to be. Because no matter how hard I try, if his world is revolving around something that doesn't involve me as much as it used to, then there's nothing I can do.
Yes, there is something you can do. You and other children who feel the same way. You can do, in the event that your dad's not ready to be a dad the way you want him to be, consistently be the child that your dad and other dads ought to be.
Opening up about almost the same topic, I've recently felt like, kasi I've been in this dilemma ano bang gagawin ko? Kasi gipit ako. I'm like, financially, I have to pay for a car.
Of course.
We're paying rent. And
Hati kayo.
hati-hati dapat kami. I haven't contributed to that rent that I said I would, but that's because I don't work full time. I don't work full time. The only reason why I feel like I'm not being the child they want me to be is because I'm not working a full-time job and giving them $1,000 a month. That's why I feel like I'm not being the kid you want me to be. Literally the only reason why I try to be me. I'm pursuing my passion. So 2 days ago, me and my grandpa, nakausap ko pa si lola ko. So it was first my lola. And I was like, Lola, kasi every single day, there's never a day they don't tell me, ba't di ka maghanap trabaho? Ba't di ka maghanap trabaho na babayaran ka ng mataas? Or ba't di ka mag full-time job? Bakit ang pasok mo 1-2 araw lang sa isang linggo? O 3? Tapos ang kinikita mo, ang baba. It like parang tinotornilyo yung utak ko. Every single day they say that. And I've gotten to the point where I think it's meant to be even to let it out now. Kasi nung isang araw, tinawagan ko nga si mama. Sabi ko, Mama, naaawa na ako sa kanila. Kasi pinapamukha nila sa akin na walang-wala na kami, Kayro, tapos hindi ka pa nagtatrabaho ng mahusay. Wala ka nang ginawa kundi mag-music. Puro gigs, puro mga podcast, wish. Wala ka namang pera. Wala ka nang narating. To them, without money, you're unsuccessful. Hindi nila nakikita yung success na nakuha ko. I'm in front of you right now, diba? That's one of the biggest, that's a check off my box.
We're having a conversation.
Literally.
Hindi lang ito hi, hello.
Yes, I'm talking to you. I'm opening up to you. And that's a check off my box. Wish, all the gigs I get, Silent Sanctuary tour. Not the tour, but I'm opening, performing. That's gonna be my first ever concert, and it's with Silent Sanctuary.
Yep.
It's a lot. It's a lot, but they don't see that. Maybe my dad does. I have no idea. Pero yeah, mababa rin tingin ko sa sarili ko kasi hindi ko sila mabigyan ng hinahanap nila na money. So I've been in a dilemma where, you know what? Sabi ko sa lola ko, nag-usap kami nung isang araw. Sabi ko, sabihin mo lang, Kayro, kailangan ko to sa'yo. Kailangan namin to, hindi na namin kaya. Fine. I'll drop this for now. Kasi if I commit to a full-time job, it's gonna be Monday to Friday.
Correct.
I can't be like, I have a Pacos place on Tuesday. No, I can't do that. Diba? I have to Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. And sabi ko, kaya ko. Kaya ko ibigay sa inyo. I did it before. I'm able to do it now. So I'll let go of my passion for now. And I'm in a dilemma kasi naaawa ako na wala akong maibigay sa kanila Pero at the same time, ang dami ko naman napibigay sa sarili ko na opportunities left and right. And what do I do? I've been trying to balance it because I was working 2 jobs. I quit my recent one. But now I work ironically, I work at Jerry's Grill kung saan ako kumakanta. Pag hindi ako kumakanta doon, naglilinis akong table, nagbibigay akong pagkain. Nagra-runner ako ng pagkain. But it's not enough. I try to balance it to where I could pay my car, but also still have enough time to do the music thing. This whole music thing, but so mahirap. So what do I want to do? So that's one of the biggest things I was going to talk to you about was, what would Sir Paco do? If you were in my shoes, gipit ka, your parents kind of demand $1,000 from you, but you can't provide it. Well, you can, but if you choose to provide that, then you kind of have to compromise.
Which we don't want to do.
Exactly. Which you kind of compromise your music career for now. I don't know, but that for now could be forever. Kasi what if you had an opportunity that you missed that could have given you the name you have now?
Right.
So you let that go. Pero masaya ang family mo. Masaya sila kasi, si Kayro, yan, nagtatrabaho. Sipag magtrabaho, araw-araw nasa trabaho. Buwan-buwan, nagbibigay ng 1,000. Tuwan-tuwa kami sa anak namin. sa apo namin. No, they don't even boast about the things I do. Yan si Kayro nasa, they don't boast about that. They don't boast that I'm on Wish. They don't boast that I'm opening first Silent Sanctuary. They don't do that. My grandparents, it's mostly towards my grandparents. I'll get to my dad in a little bit. But my grandparents, mostly sila eh. Parang, yun nga, na hindi nila nakikita yung success.
Yeah.
Through that. So back to my question to you, what would Sir Paco do?
Nung 19 ako, 19 ako. 18, 19. Okay? Years old. Sobrang passionate ako sa intro voice. Sobrang passionate ako sa music. Sa college ako nun. Meron akong thesis defense class. I was taking a double major course, Liberal Arts and Commerce. Liacom sa Lasal.
Lasal.
So, double major. Firstborn ako. Daming expectation ng tatay ko. Tatay ko, ayaw niya ng music. Walang pera dyan. Nasa Pilipinas ako. Walang pera dyan. Wala kang future dyan. Itigil mo yan. Nasa Lasal ka. Nagbabanat ako ng buto para pag-aralin ka. Huwag kang bastos. Tatay ko yun. Binaksak ko lahat ng course ko. Sa isang semester. Lahat. On purpose. Nakikout ako sa Lasal. Sinabi ko sa nanay ko yon, and sinabi ng nanay ko to. I guess kailangan pagbutihin mo yung music na yan kung ano man kalokohan ang ginagawa mo. Because ngayon totohanan na yan. Dahil kung nakikout ka sa Lasal, wala ka ng ibang magandang school na pwede mong pasukan na kayang bayaran ng tatay mo. So you either have to sink or swim. But that's your life now. Yan ang sinabi ng nanay ko. And then the following day, sumikat kami. Hindi, bullshit yon. Hindi. After sinabi ng nanay ko yon, it took us years to become the number one band sa Pilipinas. Years. Pero yung everyday na kailangan mong panindigan yung ginawa mo. So that's where you are now. So kaya ako kunento yung story na yun because lahat ng tao will tell you that you're not good enough. If you believe them, paniwalaan mo na rin siguro yung tooth fairy. Paniwalaan mo na rin lahat ng telemarketer.
Mm-hmm.
Kung papaniwalaan mo yung sinasabi nilang you're not good enough. Ang opposite naman din doon, walang maniniwala sa'yo maliban sa sarili mo that you are good enough.
That's true.
Itong podcast na to, sa tingin mo, nung sinabi namin ni na Kuya JJ na magpa-podcast kami, sa tingin mo may naniwala, sa tingin mo may mga guest na magdadrive from San Diego to be here on this podcast, baka pinagtatawanan nyo kami kung episode 1 kayo.
And then now you have like really big Filipino names that's
Not only
been
that.
here.
Yeah, not only that. How about this? On the way back to San Diego, panoorin mo yung episode ni Vince Nantes who actually donated that chair.
Wow.
Si Vince Nantes, okay, and this is, I'm answering your question with stories, ha?
Yes,
para
of
at
course.
least nakikinig sila. Si Vince Nantes, sabi ng nanay niya, huwag ka nang umalis sa Chicago. Dito ka na lang. Wala ka mapapala dyan sa music na yan. So yun, nakinig siya sa nanay niya. Now he's back in Chicago, pero binigay niya sa amin yung chair na yan. Because when he guested here, puro hard chairs yung meron namin, hindi pa nagsiswivel. Mm-hmm. So sabi niya, before I go back to Chicago, I'll donate the chair. That chair is called the Hitmaker chair. So now he's back in Chicago, semi-retired. Hindi siya nag-nurse. Hindi niya sinunod yung gusto ng nanay at tatay niya. So he wrote this little song among other songs that he's written for this little band. So this little song became, kind of known by this little band. So the little band is BTS and the little song is Black Swan. And the person who donated that chair was the one who wrote it. Not overnight. Pero hindi lang 1,000 a month ang ibinibigay niya sa nanay niya ngayon. Only child. I'm spoiling the story for you, pero lahat kayo panoorin niyo yung story ni Vince Nantes on the podcast. So, alam mo na yung sagot sa tanong, di ba? It's either tama sila o tama ka.
Tama ako.
Someone has to wait. It's either ikaw maghihintay ng turn mo kung kailan mo gagawin yung passion mo or panindigan mo yung gagawin mo. And let your dad take care of their parents as you take care of your parents. When my dad died, namatay muna mami ko eh. Namatay mami ko. A year later, thank you, a year later, namatay tatay ko. 1 year apart. When my dad died, he only had $7,000. Pesos. Pesos! 7,000 pesos. 6 kaming magkakapatid. He only had 7,000 pesos. Bunso yung tatay ko. Dumating yung mga tita ko sa bahay namin. He was upstairs. Nasa kama, dun siya namatay eh. So, andun ako sa ilalim ng hagdanan. Sabi ng mga tita ko, Enrico, anong gagawin natin? Alam mo kung ano sabi ko sa mga tita ko? Sabi ko, hindi ko alam kung anong gagawin nyo. Pero andyan yung kapatid nyo sa taas. Kayo na bahala sa kanya. Ako na bahala sa mga kapatid ko. And I didn't know what to do. Except pray to God. You know what my prayer was? Nakakatawa pa. Sabi ko, Lord, patunayan mo ngayon sa akin kung anong kapangyarihan ang gagawin mo dahil kinuha mo lahat ng mahal ko sa buhay. Now you have my attention. So humanda ka, Lord, dahil wala na akong kakapitan dito sa lupa. So sa'yo na lang ako kakapit.
Wow. And pinatunayan niya.
Pinatunayan niya. And alam mo yung feeling na wala akong pwedeng, mukha akong mayabang, pero wala akong pwedeng ipagmalaki. Because every day, I am grateful because I have the life I think I don't deserve, but I have to remind myself that I deserve this because
You worked hard for it.
I worked hard for it, and not only that, I am grateful for it. I can't sing like you, but you probably can't play drums like me.
Fair enough.
Right? But then again, you don't have to be good for me to be bad. Or vice versa. So yung ikaw, keep doing you, Kayro. Alam mo kung anong hindi mo pa pinasasalamatan sa nanay at tatay mo? Punyeta yung pangalan mo. Hindi ka nila pinangalan na Robert. And no offense ka sa mga Robert.
Yari ka, sir, mga Robert, nasa ano
Di ba?
yun?
Nasa comments.
Nasa
diba?
comments.
Hindi ka pinangalan Walter, Wilfred, Pucha, Kayro.
Trivia. I mean, not trivia, but
The
fact.
Cure ba yan?
Fact.
Okay.
Oh, Kiraben.
The Cure?
I thought you said my real name. I was going to tell you my real name is Kiroben. Kiroben.
Kira mo, Anghel, di
Kiroben.
ba? Yeah.
But my dad took that and shortened it to Kayro.
See?
So now I go by Kayro because, Kiroben. And tawagin mo, Kiroben.
Pero astig pa rin yun.
Yes.
Di ba? Kahit tawagin ang Kiro o Kayro.
But yeah, Kayro, I like that name a lot.
You should listen to The Cure's song. Fire and Kayro ba yung kanta ng The Cure? Baka na si Mangot, masyado ba deep yung conversation? Kuya JJ talagang intent eh, no? So, di ba, the little things, since we're talking about trivia, find the little things in everything your parents did for you. Kung yun lang ang pwede mong tanganan, and sa'yo na nga nagsabi, they're not bad parents, they're amazing actually. Find those little things. Amplify the little things. You know why? I'll tell you why. Pag ikaw na lang. Pag may ginawa kang tama at pinuri ko yun, kikiligin ka, tama?
Yes.
Ulitin mo.
Yeah.
Kasi sarap eh.
Exactly.
Pag may ginawa tama tatay mo na nagustuhan mo, wow, dad, thank you, ang galing mo talaga. Pag may ginawa siyang mali, hindi mo kailangan magsalita. May podcast ka naman eh. Dalawa ka lang.
Andito na lahat kung gusto niya malaman lahat ng mga...
Di ba?
Diba?
Pag may ginawa siyang mali, huwag ka na magsalita. Pero pag may ginawa siyang tama, uy, dad,
You're right.
panalo to. For all you know, 16 hours at work, I'm pretty sure at the back of his mind, iniisip niya, yung asawa niya, and hopefully...
His parents, yeah. Sila lola at lola.
Diba? How many
hard.
siblings does he have?
He has one. He's a Navy.
Oh. Okay na lolo't lola mo.
No.
No?
Well,
Yes.
no.
No?
Kasi yung my tito, they're great too. But my tito, yung anong tawag doon, he's a Navy and ang sinusuportahan niya majority of the time right now is parents nung asawa niya. Kasi
Okay.
yung parents ng asawa niya, yun yung kasama nila sa their house right now na pinrovide niya. But I think he does sometimes support my... I don't know kung nag-aabot siya kay la lola.
But you
I don't know that.
But at the end of the day, ito yung totoo nun. It's none niya.
None of my business.
Yes.
Took me a little while. None of my business.
None niya business. Di ba?
No, yeah.
Alam mo ba, like my son, my son makes 6 figures a year.
Wow.
Okay? Wala akong magkano hinihingi namin sa kanya or obligasyon or whatever. 0. Kahit Father's Day, hindi ko ina-expect na i-date niya ako. Why? Because ako ang may obligasyon sa kanya eh. Like what we were talking about a while ago, right? Like it's a father's job to take care of their kids until they're able to fly. Diba? Pero hindi trabaho ng anak. Hindi obligasyon ng anak na alagaan yung magulang niya. Because if you're a smart parent, dapat inaayos mo yan bago ka tumanda. Unfortunately, the Filipino culture, mag-aanak tayo as an investment.
Exactly. Yeah, I remember having this talk with, I don't know, I think it was at Wish. Medyo, kasi I was opening about the support isn't there as much because ang inaano nila is gusto maging nurse ka.
Yeah.
Maging ano ka. I did CNA for a little bit. Maging nurse ka, maging lawyer, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever makes 6 figures, be that. I could literally say music. I could make more than 6 figures with music.
Yes.
But they were like, nah, that's not realistic. Hindi
It is realistic. It is real. Don't get me wrong. It is realistic. But however, it's a numbers game. Write songs. Write for the garbage can. You know what that means?
No.
See, when I had Raymond Marasigan from the Eraserheads on that chair, sinabi niya lagi siyang nagsusulat ng kanta. Every day nagsusulat siya, whether it's a beat, whether it's a drum fill, whether it's a chord progression, whether it's a piece of lyrics. Every day nagsusulat siya. Ako ganun din, every day. Nasa telepono ko, i-record ko lang yung sarili ko. Whether it's a poem, ngayon lang, di ba? For everything, all things wrong, di ba? You're the only one that's right, di ba?
Mm-hmm.
That's a simple line na, sige na, yun na, takbo mo na yun, di ba? Dapat meron kang ganun every single day. Because yung kantang di na ako aasa pa na alam ng nanay mo, that was a breakup song. That was a real life story na nangyari sa akin, and then on the way home to Cubao from Robinson's Galleria, kinakanta ko yung chorus nun. Dahil nakita ko yung girlfriend ko na may kasamang ibang lalaki sa Robinson's Galleria. And then sinabi ko, di na ako aasa pang muli. And I just kept singing that line.
It's like an investment. It's a long-term
Yes.
investment na yun ang hindi maintindihan ng
Pero ang tanong dito,
parents
ginagawa mo ba?
I do write, but not as much.
Then there you go. You have to write as much. And I'll tell you the difference from now, your time versus my time. Ang goal lang namin dati was to get a record label deal. Because once you get a record label deal, alam mo may exposure ka na sa radio. And walang power ang listener sa type of music na papakinggan nila except different radio stations. Ngayon, with the
Back in the day.
Yeah, that was back in the day. So, ang dali para sa amin. Sa mga katulad nyo, ang problema dito, streaming.
It's everywhere. Everyone has music. Everyone can
Make their own playlist.
literally.
Diba? Anong labanan ngayon? I want to be on this playlist, blah, blah, blah.
Playlisting ang labanan ngayon sa
Pero, sa dami na nagpe-playlisting, and I hope they're listening, ang style naman dyan ngayon is audience building. All you need really is 1,000 people. Did you know that? Yun lang talaga kailangan mo, 1,000. Because if 1,000 people, loyal fans, are willing to invest $50 on you every year, magkano kinikita mo every year? $50,000. Oh, hindi mo.
That is true.
1,000. Sa Facebook ka, 5,000 ang capacity ng friends mo. Hinga mo ng $50 yung 1,000 ron. Then may $50,000 ka na for the whole year.
It's a numbers game, you know?
That's what di ba? Andiyan ang pera eh. Pero masyado tayong atat. Nagpe-playlisting dito. Wala tayong mag-playlisting. No. Gagawin mo, write songs. Keep writing songs. Tell me, sino ang ano mo, favorite artist mo?
Right now, it's Giveon. It's more millennial. Giveon, Daniel Caesar, Clinton Kane.
Have you listened to Boy Pablo, mga Des People and all that stuff, mga millennial singers yun? See, we listen kami
Zach Tabudlo.
Zach Tabudlo, sina Adi, lahat sila, di ba? All that stuff. So, ang sa akin, your music, who does it sound like? Be honest. You can't say wala. Meron yan. Sino?
Maybe it has Clinton Kane in it.
Clinton Kane. Are you part of his Facebook fan page?
I used to be a part of his Discord group, but not a fan page. Part of Instagram fan pages, lots of them.
Okay. Why? Because si Clinton Kane, kung pareho kayo ng tunog, makikipagkaibigan ka sa mga fellow fans ni Clinton Kane. Hey, Dada, check out my music. It sounds like Clinton Kane. Yay or nay? Papadala mo ngayon ng link ng
It's
Spotify.
like marketing, diba?
So ngayon, si Dada na mahilig yan kay Clinton Kane, maiintindihan niya yung music mo kasi katunog ni Clinton Kane. Yay! Nice! Hey, can you send the music out to other Clinton Kane fans to see if it's a yay or a nay?
Yeah, nowadays, it's like, napag-usapan namin to nung gitarista ko na si Johans. We were talking about how, though you said it was easier back then to have your music out, I think now, we have all the resources.
Back then, it was easier to have your music heard.
Heard, yes.
Okay, it was harder to get your music out. But once your music is out, wala kang kalaban eh.
Yeah, that's true.
It was easy to get your music heard. Now, it's easy to get your music out.
But not heard.
But not heard.
That is true. Yeah, we were talking about how easy it is to... There's YouTube, there's Spotify, there's everything. But
you know how many,
it's up to you to use that.
You know how many YouTube channels there are? Over 50 million YouTube channels. Pacos Place is just a speck. Pero tulad nga na sinasabi ko sa'yo, we're not going after the whole world, di ba? Isang tao lang. Remember when we started this episode? Isang tao lang, Kayro, ang umiyak sa bahay nila at ma-realize nila na mahal pala nila yung anak nila o mahal pala nila yung magulang nila. You and I have done our job for this episode. And if those people are your parents and after this episode maging okay kayong lahat, we've
done our job.
diba? So yun lang din. Going back, right for the garbage can. Why? Ang garbage can hindi judgmental eh.
Doesn't matter. It's just there.
Tapon mo na yan eh, di ba? Because if you're writing for Tomboys Avenue, if you're writing for Intro Voice, ngayon may expectation. But when you write for the garbage can, you're just writing. Before you know it, as you write, you get better. Don't fool yourself na magiging one-right wonder ka.
Mm-hmm.
One-hit wonder, pwede. Pero one-right wonder, parang... Unang song ko, nakipagsuntukan pa ako sa kapatid ko.
Why?
Sabi ko, ito yung hit song that will change the world.
And he said no.
Sabi niya, naka-drugs ka ba?
Fair response.
Right?
Okay.
Di ba? And then pero di ba parang it's okay. Anak mo yan eh. Uy, yung kanta mo, anak mo yan eh. Ayaw mo magkaanak? Sorry, pero yung mga kanta mo, anak mo yan. Patay ka na, buhay pa yung mga yan. And pag nag-hit yan, hindi mo na makokontrol yan. It'll take a life of its own.
That's true.
But you see, the reason why we talked about your life before music, and the reason why I keep telling you, since I akala mo music, because music is your life.
It is.
Pero, yung kinikwento mo sa podcast, convert them to songs. Because that's your authenticity. You can't talk about, something na hindi mo na-experience.
Exactly.
And if it's deep, then it's deep. And then ang audience mo magiging adult contemporary, di ba? Pero guess what? Ito advantage ito ng adult contemporary. May pera.
Exactly. It's just been quite a dilemma. Yeah, kasi yun nga, gusto kong tumulong sa parents ko and they kind of pressure me na, ginagamit ko na yung savings namin. Yung lolo't lola mo. Wala na kami. Hindi namin ma-provide. And a part of it is also because I said I was gonna be able to, sabi ni Papa sa akin, because he was like, you want your own room? I was like, of course I want my own space. Mostly if my stepmom goes here, I need my own space. I need to be able to lock the door and just leave me alone.
Right.
Diba? Sabi niya, kung gusto mo yun, kailangan ko ng tulong mo. Kailangan ko ng tulong mo mag-provide ka.
Fair naman.
So, umuo naman ako kasi I was like, I had a job. I was like, I'm gonna have a full-time job. But then, these opportunities starts arising and I'm like, fuck. Like,
No.
what do I, like, well, like what do I do now?
You know what you should do now? Magbenta ka ng merch.
Merch?
Yes.
Like Kayro merch or like...
Okay. Have you ever heard of the band Playback Jukebox?
Playback Jukebox? No.
Okay. Yung bandang Playback Jukebox, tumugtog sa Noy Pits. Nagbenta ng shirt at $25 each. Alam mo ko ilan ang bumili? 70 people bought the shirt at $25 each.
Damn.
From a band you've never heard before. This is my project band, ha? Kami ni Kuya JJ. So tumugtog kami sa Noy Pits. Hindi kami naningil sa Noy Pits.
Yeah.
Sabi na magkano pa ako? Wala! Tutugtog lang kami. Pero bit-bit namin yung mga shirts
Yung mga
namin.
merch niya.
And then the spiel was, I was authentic. Sabi ko sa Noy Pits, by the way guys, wala kaming intro voice talent fee rito. Actually, wala kaming talent fee. Pero yung mga anak namin naghihintay sa bahay kasi wala silang makain. So nagdala kami ng merch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just have to figure out the right way to word it, yeah. So that para mabenta mo siya.
So, para lang alam nyo, yung $25 nyo is pambili ng corned beef o ng spam para sa anak namin. Kaya pag dumami, makakapag-buffet na kami, damihan nyo pa ng konti, may pan-Disneyland pa.
Exactly.
But if you don't ask, the same way you're asking me these questions, pag hindi ka nagtanong, wala ka makukuha ang sagot. The same way when I host this podcast, pag hindi ako nagtanong sa'yo, wala tayong pag-uusapan, di ba?
Exactly.
So yun yung nagagawin mo sa mga tao. Magtanong ka. And you know what? Total, when we started the podcast, you were in the business of trying to see what was wrong with you to fix it. Di ba tanongin yung audience mo pagtugtog mo sa Silent Sanctuary? Imbes na tanongin mo, how are you doing? How are you guys tonight?
How do you guys think we're doing tonight?
Di ba?
How do you guys think we sound like?
Or pwede mo sabihin, sino dito excited sa Silent Sanctuary? Di ba?
Yeah.
You have to take control. All I'm saying is, long-winded yun, pero you have to take control. You have to give your dad, your grandparents, your mom, your stepmom the impression that you're in control. You have to come up with a plan. You have to have it in your back pocket, your why. Why are you doing this instead of finding a job to give them $1,000? Why are you doing this and not that?
My mom has always been great at that. Si mama, siya ang lagi, pursue mo. Going back to my dad, which nalilito ako kay Papa. And I hope once my dad watches this, if he even ends up watching the entire thing, but I think he's going to get hooked to it because we started off pretty hot.
Yeah.
About, my family issues.
I bet you yan, nagdo-double tap yan. Anong sinabi nito susunod?
Yeah. We started off pretty hot. We didn't even start off with my music or anything like that. We just went straight to it. So my point about him is nalilito ako sa kanya. Kasi he demands that from me. The $1,000 a month from me na mag full-time job ka, maghanap ka ng stability. Stability is their word. You need stability, which is fair if you live, you gotta live. But I'm like, why are you demanding this from me when back in the Philippines, all you did was banda. Nagbabanda ka, wala kang kinikita. Nagpabanda ka kasi gusto mong magbanda.
Right.
My mom was telling me about it kasi I never knew this until my mom told me.
Correct.
Sabi ni mama, bakit ganyan yung tatay mo? Nagdedemanda ng sa'yo eh. Kung noon naman, binibilan pa siya ng lolo't lola mo na nasa abroad ng mga gamit, ng mga pang-instrumento. Wala naman siyang, hindi naman niya kumikita. Hindi siya kumikita. Pero nasa MTV siya, tuwan-tuwa siya. Nasa Baywalk siya, tumutugtog sila. May mga gigs sila. Pero namang problema pa rin sila sa panggas. Gipit pa rin sila. Pero ginawa niya. Bakit? Kasi you're passionate. So ngayon, hindi mo ba nakikita? Do you not see it in me? Do you not see yourself in me? Hindi mo ba nakikita yung mga ginagawa mo? Hindi mo ba nakikita sa akin yun? Hindi ka ba natutuwa na I want to do the same thing you were doing?
Actually, nakikita niya. Actually, kitang-kita niya. And I will vouch na tama ako dito. Kitang-kita niya lahat. Ang ayaw niya mangyari yung nangyari sa kanya, mangyayari sa'yo. Ayaw niya mangyari na magkaroon ka ng anak at wala kang trabaho. Ayaw niya mangyari na magkakaroon ka ng anak na umaasa ka sa nanay at tatay mo. Ayaw niya mangyari na wala kang sariling tukod sa buhay at muntikan kang iwanan ng asawa mo o lokohin ka ng asawa mo. Ayaw niya mangyari lahat yan sa'yo dahil mahal ka ng tatay mo. Problema ng tatay mo, sa galing niyang kumanta, hindi niya ma-interpret yung pakiramdam niya para sa'yo. Because ang love language niya is acts of service. 16 hours of work. In spite of that, liga Netflix tayo kahit sandali lang. Malamang yung tutulugan ka pa. Subukan mo patulang tatay mo pagdating doon.
I did. Maybe once or twice. Tulog.
Exactly.
But, you know.
But it's the thought that counts.
Pagod siya sa trabaho eh. So, mga ganun.
Yeah.
Sabi ko, pagtingin ko,
Pero
tulog na pala.
appreciate that. Because pinoprotektahan ka niya in a way that he knows. And you know what? Maybe kaya nangyari sa kanila ng mami mo At kaya nagawa ng mami mo sa daddy mo yun. So sa mga panahon na yun, kahit rockstar ang tatay mo, umaasa siya sa nanay at tatay niya. And ayaw niya mangyari sa iyo yun. So dalawa lang yan. Mali siya o tama ka. Kita mo? Actually, isang sagot lang yun when I said that.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you have to assure your dad, you know what? If I need to take 10 part-time jobs just to help out for that $1,000, I'll take odd jobs. Maybe clean, maybe do the gardening of someone else's house today. Maybe do the pool of someone else's house today. Maybe walk the dog of someone else's house today. 1,000 na ba to? Magkano lang ba, $1,000 sa $27? Magkano yun? Paki-compute nga, divide mo nga ang 1,000 sa 30 days. 333 ba yun? O $33? I don't know.
I'm terrible at math.
Ako rin eh.
Pass.
Pass.
Oh, tama ako, 33.
You're not terrible at math.
$33 a day, Kayro. Wag mo sabihin hindi mo kaya maghanap ng $33 a day.
That
See what I
is
mean?
True. But I pay $600 a month for my car too.
Oh, di yan. Napiyan pa natin yun. I-divide mo pa ulit by 30 days yun. $50 a day, Kayro.
Yeah.
Kapag gusto may paraan, kapag ayaw may dahilan.
That's true.
Diba?
Which is why it's left me in
And then, oh my God, Kayro, alam mo gagawin mo lang. Ang gagawin mo lang ngayon, tanda mo to your passion and you are one right now dahil 22 ka as of this taping. At some point, papunta ka na rin sa crossroad ng buhay mo. Life will get in the way of you and your passion. Pero tanda mo to, I might be dead when this happens. Pero pagdating mo na 40, 45, magkikita ulit kayo ng passion mo for the last time. Now, you're being funded by your parents. Kaya honeymoon kayo ng passion mo. Pero nandiyan ka na sa cusp ng life getting in the way. So you either hold on to your passion and you make good products together with your passion, or you have to say goodbye to your passion and give in to what society wants you to do, which is the rat race. Okay? Pero have comfort in me saying, pagdating mo ng 44, your passion will be back. Because by that time, if you did the rat race right, meron ka ng nest egg. And kahit patay na kami ng tatay mo by that time, okay ka. Because kaya mo na i-fund yung sarili mong passion. So, dalawa lang yan. You either go in bed with your passion and make good products para retired ka na and doing and living your life the way you want it on your terms hanggang sa ikaw naman ang mamatay. Because baka hindi mo abutin yung 44 or 45. By that time, you're pale. Wala ka ng emotion deep inside because you're just an empty shell. Hindi mo nakilala hindi mo nakilala sarili mo. And that's a choice that only you can make. But then again, it starts with you forgiving yourself, forgiving your dad, forgiving your stepmom, forgiving your mom, and forgiving all the people involved kung bakit ka nagkaroon ng childhood na maingay. Ang maganda rito, hindi ka nagpakamatay. Ang maganda rito, maganda yung outlook mo sa buhay. Guess what? Binigyan ka pa ni God ng thorn on your side.
Thorn. Elaborate.
Your car accident was you didn't walk away from that car accident without a thorn on your side. Okay?
Yeah, I didn't.
Obstacle mo yun eh. For all you know, that's your sign na hindi ka pwede sa rat race.
I was in the army. Yeah, we were having a off-camera conversation about it, and I told you, nasa army ako. I swore the oath. I was training every single day to get me prepared for boot camp. Ginawa ko MEPS. I tested. I got all the shots ready. All that was waiting for me was a bus ride to the boot camp. And then boom, car accident happens. Army kicks me out,
Tapos nangyari pa yung, di ba? And then
And
you're
then
left with a
now-
scar.
and I'm left with a record where
Yeah.
I can't even. I apply for good opportunities.
That's a legal scar. Parang pa si Sean Carter. Kailangan mo si Sean Carter?
Sounds familiar.
Jay-Z. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
Bakit di siya nagkaroon ng regular job?
Kasi may record siya.
But si 50 Cent, di ba?
Exactly. So I can't, even if I wanted to, because I did want to.
Pero sila, they don't care. Because gumawa sila ng paraan. Alam nila na hindi na sila makakabalik doon. To the story, to my mom's point, na-kick out ka sa Lasal. Wala ka nang pupuntahan. Galingan mo yan. That, ngayon ko lang naiisip, yung felony mo, that's a sign. Kumbaga parang araw na nagsasabing, Kayro, this
Yeah, dito
way.
ka na. Yeah. But with my parents, they're like, hindi. Patanggal mo. Parang pwede kang maging nurse.
Alam
Para
mo,
pwede kang maging...
alam mo, kusang mawawala yan. Society will remove it for you. Si Jay-Z used to sell crack. How come no one's talking about that? All they see is the billionaire.
That is true.
Pero hindi sinabi ni Jay-Z, sana makita niyo yung billion. No. This guy worked his ass off. Maganda dito, 22 ka lang. As of this day. I have to say that because we might be watching this like 10 years from now. Baka isipin na 22 ka pa rin eh.
I might still look 22
Oh,
though.
di ba? Di ba?
Filipino genes.
Yeah. Right?
Exactly.
So itong i-landing natin to. What are you going to tell? What are you going to promise yourself? Yun na lang. Para tuwing pinapanood mo tong episode na to, it's a good reminder of, ang daming nuggets eh. Ang dami natin mapupulot dito. But what is your commitment to yourself? Not to any of us in the studio, but to yourself. Not even to your parents, but to yourself. What's your commitment? Isipin mo mabuti, ha?
No, yeah. That I will not leave this earth without leaving a name, without leaving a legacy. Just like as much as you would. You could be gone tomorrow, but you're really not gone tomorrow. Everyone, intro voice, your songs, your hit songs, it's there forever. I want to be the same. And I feel like, I just pursue my passion and not give up on myself.
That's your commitment, ha? Not give up on yourself.
I can't give up on myself. Because I truly believe I'm not meant to do anything else. Kasi kahit mag-nursing ako, I'm not passionate for it. And I believe in passion. I believe in doing what I truly, truly want to do. And I always tell this to my friends. I say, you're given one life. God gives you one. Well, technically, God gave me two now after the car accident. Yeah. God was like, you deserve to live. So I can't waste that. I'm not going to waste it doing what society wants me to do. Doing what other people tell me that I should do. Just like you. Just like what your dad told you that you should do. What your dad said you couldn't do.
Right.
What my grandparents tell me that I can't do. What they tell me that I shouldn't do. What they say I should do. I'm going to do what I'm passionate about and what I believe I can do. And just stick to it. And I believe that in due time, and you took years, and in due time, as long as I stick to it, it'll pay off one day. Not now. Recently it has been, but one day it'll all pay off. I'd be able to look back to this podcast and be like, wow, I really did stick. You know what? This podcast is going to be the reason why I stick to what I said.
Yes.
Because imagine me living forever and I'm like a nurse. Diba? Kunwari nurse na ako. Or I'm like working a 9 to 5, giving them money, and I'm like 30 years old. I look at the podcast, I'm like, damn, I really let myself down. nag-promise ka, hindi mo naman pala kayang patunguran, di ba? So, yeah, it's like, that's what I want to do and that's what I'm gonna do. But it's hard not to feel sumama ang loob ko sa akin na hindi ko sila nabibigyan. Na I can't, give you this.
Lagyan mo na word na yet. Hindi mo pa sila nabibigyan. Yet. Gets mo?
Yes. But they only have, my fear is my grandparents passing away without them living to see me hand them, here you go. Because you believed in me, because you believed in my passion, I owe all of this to you. But nung medyo, kasi nakipag-inuman sa akin si lolo ko, inaya ako nung isang araw, sabi, inom tayo. He was very, I opened up. It's easier to open up when you have alcohol on the table.
Yeah.
Nag-open up ako. I was like, hey, it might not happen now, but even if you're up there, I promise you're going to look down on me and say, like you're going to be proud of me that I'll be making all these things true, not because I followed what you guys told me to do, but I followed myself. And he was just, all his words was, sana nga, ganun. I keep telling him, basta pangako ko sa'yo, balang araw. Hindi man ngayon, balang araw. Hindi na natin poproblemahin ang pera. Kahit kailan, hindi na. And that's my goal. That's one of my biggest goals in life is for my dad to be able to, for me not to have to worry about money. Hindi na siya, uy, pengi ako ng, kailangan ko na 1,000. Dad, don't even work. Huwag ka na magtrabaho. Honeymoon kayo ng asawa mo. Gusto mo?
There you go.
Kailangan mo ng pang-honeymoon? I got you.
There you go.
You want to go out? You want to see the beach? I got you. Relax.
There you go.
Here's a house. That's my goal, but I can't make that happen just in a blink of an eye. It needs investment. It needs hard work.
Kontrolado mo yun, di ba? Yung investment and hard work. That's
Yes.
within your control. Yun ang gawin mo. That's it.
Definitely. And yeah, I will hold myself accountable. As long as this podcast and this YouTube channel is forever existent.
Yep.
When I feel like giving up,
Watch it.
I'll watch it. And it'll be a reminder forever.
That's it. Kayro Malinum. Please, guys, links in the bottom. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And always, thank you very much for the support.